Alright guys, welcome to the home drill section. I had brought up in classes this last week that I would do some videos on block flows to get these sort of motions down. We were working on some hard block things, and I know a lot of people struggle with this kind of thing, and it kind of turns into this or into this, you know, and so I wanted to give you an easy breakdown to work on it. And we already talk about different applications for the blocks in class. Not only can they be hard blocks to cause somebody to not want to hit you anymore, but a lot of these can also be used in certain circumstances, forms, and situations, such as Dangoon, as throws, to represent throws, takedowns, and lots of other techniques as well. But I just want to focus on the technique itself. So let's focus on traditional chambers first. Okay, so most chambers are usually one hand on top, one hand here. Now the reason I don't focus on these chambers too much, this type of thing with these parallel arms off your body, by the way, one of the reasons I don't focus on these things too much is it's not so much about the chamber. I don't like static chambers. It's that everything happens in circles. But for this type of thing, just to understand, you need a static place to start. So let's start with the chamber, right? So let's say I'm doing low blocks. My top hand is the one that's going to block because I need rim blocking downward with a low block. If I'm blocking mid or up, I would use my bottom hand to throw the block. Now the idea is not to throw my hand way out and push, use my shoulder to push. That's just pushing. That's not going to get my point across. I want to stay nice and tight where I can be quick and use my pop to make it really, really hurt, as some of you guys know who have done these drills with me, to make it really, really hurt the arm, make the person not even want to punch you anymore. If you don't believe me on that, just come on in and ask me about it. Tell me you watched this video and I'll show you why and how this works. I just want to talk about the flow to keep yourself covered. So we're going to start in that position. So I'm going to start with low blocks. There's my top hand. And I'm just going to cross it outside of my other hand while they're both moving. And bring my other hand up, palm up, in tight here. I'm not touching myself. I'm off. I keep a nice line right here, up high and tight. But I'm coming, crossing my arms here. And here's where my twist and snap happen on this hand. So it goes just past my leg all together. And remember to get your breathing involved. Now this hand that I just pulled in, it started off on the bottom. I'm going to bring it to the top and the other to the bottom. And do the same thing on the other side. Now this looks very static, right? It looks very pop, very stop and pop. But once you get going, it actually flows really well to keep you covered. And your hands don't ever go too far out. Right? So this would be the low block. Same thing with the middle block. Start in the same chamber, but this time my bottom hand is going to block. It crosses the outside. This is an inner palm block. You can do outer. You can do open hand, closed hand. Doesn't matter. It's all the same principle. So I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to pull my other arm in. Bring it tight. Snap at the end. Re-chamber with my other arm on the bottom. Pull it across, making that circle in the middle. Right? Just like this. Good to practice these, say 10-15 second sets each block, each type of block. Notice I'm not pushing way out here, I'm stopping it just past my shoulder. Make sure when you practice this, once you get the hand part down, that you're actually putting your hip into it as well. See how I shift my hip to go behind or into the strike? Because let's face it, block isn't a block, block is a strike. So pushing into the strike with my hip, because that's where the power really draws from. Same thing for a high block. So it's the bottom hand, crosses, except this time instead of crossing here and elbow getting there first and making it go out, like in my middle block, now what I'm going to do is when I cross, I'm going to bring my blocking hand up and make a T just like this. So my blocking hand is going to be my right hand, my bottom hand. I'm going to make this T. I'm going to bring it up. Notice it's on this side of my face, framing my face. Bring it up to just the top level of my head. As I'm pulling my other hand back, I'm going to leave my hand here and rotate my elbow up and over. Make my T on the other side and rotate my elbow up and over in that circular motion. We talk about in class why that circular motion all the time. Of course, then I can start to put my hips into it. So once you've done 10-15 second sets of each block, you start to get faster with the flow. Then you can build a flow where they all go together. So let's say I do 2 of each, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do 1 of each. Well, it doesn't really work one of each as well, but I still can do it all on one side. Let's say I'll do it with my left. 1, 2, 3. And then I can do it with my right. 1, 2, 3. Switch sides, side to side, or I can flow it. I can do 10s. I can just keep going. Let's say I stick with the 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little faster every time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And change your 6 angles of these blocks. I'll do another video later on to talk about some of the more applications of these blocks outside of just snapping and hitting that hand. But you do want to make sure you're throwing these blocks hard. DJ, you mind? So you do want to make sure you're throwing these blocks hard. And of course, we worked on another type of block too the other day that was coming from here. We're not way out here, but right here with that nice pop. Remember, Kime and your focus. But the point is, I just want to show what it should feel like, how hard it should be. So I'm going to have DJ here throw, we're just going to do 1 or 2. I don't want to get real into this. But 1 or 2 really, really hard punches at my stomach. I'll just stick with the low block one just to get the idea of the pressure. Are you ready? All right, go for it. That'll do. So you guys can kind of hear the impact, hear what's going on with it, and it makes you not really want to continue punching after a little while, that's for sure. So keep working on it.